So I did it. I tried every AI writing app, and this one's the best. Stick with me. So this is a different kind of video than what I normally make on this channel. But as you can see, I make a lot of videos. So I do a lot of writing, and I wanted to make a video that was about these writing apps. Are they really better than what I can write? Are they faster? Are they saving me time? So I decided to go ahead and try all of them. And here are the results. And at the end, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each and tell you which one I like the most. Let's take a look. So we're going to start with the Jasper.AI.
Now, I actually used to have a subscription, but I let it die out. So I'm just going into the free version where I guess I can have 10,000 words. What they have to start is they have a bunch of templates. So depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking to write something like a blog post or just something for social media, something big, something small. Mostly the only reason I come to places like this is because I need something written that's really long. What I need is actually an entire blog post. So for example, look what you have here. It lets you write articles from start to finish. So we're going to start from scratch. We're not even going to use a template.
So I was thinking, how can I compare these all together? And I decided I'm going to have them write the same thing. As somebody who loves cars, I was just reading an article the other day about something that happened with Firestone tires, where Firestone was blaming Ford for faulty tires, and Ford was blaming Firestone for their faulty tires. A sort of boring subject that I really don't want to write. It's the kind of thing where I read the article, found it was interesting, but let's say I wanted to write a script about it, it would require me to do a ton of research. How can I have somebody write it for me? Let's take a look.
I want an article about the Ford versus Firestone tires scandal. I want it written in the style of a YouTube script. And the keywords I want are Ford, Firestone, tires, and then it can say, what's the output length? Let's have it be longer. Compose. And then if you come down here, you can continue it on. And it'll continue writing. In other words, if you like what you see, you can keep going. Otherwise, you can have it just start again. The Ford Firestone tile scandal took place in 2000. Firestone reveals Firestone tiles were defective, and there's a whole article about it. You can put it in chat mode and actually give it extra prompts. I personally like this mode here where it says explain it to a fifth grader, which means, in other words, this is too sophisticated. You need to dumb it down. It'll fix the grammar, and then you can even rephrase it altogether. It has a plagiarism checker and all of that. Quillbot, I have an account. And the thing about Quillbot is that it will paraphrase something that you have, but it doesn't write something that you have from scratch. So for example, what I have here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste a copy of an article I found online. I'm going to get it to rewrite without plagiarizing. So you can choose how you want it. I'm just going to go for standard, but you can make it simpler, more creative, whatever. And already what you can see is it's paraphrased it. It's taken exactly the copy here and paraphrased it so that it's the same information, it's just different. It shows you everywhere it made a change, whether it restructured a sentence, used a synonym, etc. And you could even take a look here. Like for example, we highlight this part. This is the part that's being rewritten. The original copy is here. You see, Ford partnered with Firestone on the tires, which had been Ford's preferred tire supplier for nearly 100 years. And they said, you see, Ford collaborated, changed the word partner on the tires, which had served as go-to. And so it's the same thing. It's just been rewritten. They also have things here like the grammar checker, the plagiarism checker, which I think is hugely important, summarizer, which I don't particularly care for, and citation generator, where if you have to quote something, it gives you a citation. You can add this on as extensions. My feeling about it is this: even as somebody who has the premium version, unless I'm doing a paraphrase situation where I wanted to rephrase and rewrite something that's already existing, that's the only value I see in this. So the next one is Copy.AI. In this case, we're going to write a blog post. Blog on the Ford versus Firestone tire scandal. we're going to do a blog on the Ford versus Firestone scandal. In the Ford versus Firestone tire scandal. I want it to be in the witty and generate an outline. So here it is. The Ford tire scandal. The public became aware after 2,000 rates. Do we like all of these? Yes. Generate talking points. And now it's going to write the whole material. So now it's giving the bullet points for each of these. Each of the facts are laid out. So if you need it as a bullet point, great. Now let's say we like this. Now we want to generate the entire story written. And here it is. All of the subjects broken down with all of the pieces. We say we read it, it's pretty good, create blog post, and now we have a full-on entire thing. And we can read it, and it's pretty specific. So to me, this combines the best of Quillbot and the best of Jasper. This last one is ChatGPT. This is the one that everyone's talking about right now. To me, this isn't a place to come and have a script written. To me, this is a place to come and have much, much more done. But in the case of our sample today, we're going to ask it to write us a script. Write a YouTube documentary about the Ford versus Firestone tire scandal. That's all we're going to tell it. Let's see what happens. It takes a little bit of time, and then ideally, it should just write an entire script. This is how I would structure that interview. Let's go ahead, though, and ask it to give me a blog, a 2,000-word blog on the same thing. Instead of as a outline for a documentary, now let's have it write it in essentially what would be the voiceover. And literally, if I was needing an essay, 2,000-word essay, this is the entire thing. And so if I was, say, going to do a YouTube video, if I needed a script to record a voiceover.
So let's sum it up with the pros and cons. Quillbot. It will paraphrase really, really well, but it won't do any of the writing for you. It's not free, but it's not that expensive. JasperAI will write all kinds of material that you need for you, and will write you whatever you want and give you multiple choices on the writing, but it's pretty expensive. It's $1,000 a year, and it gives you a maximum amount of words. Copy.AI, in my opinion, was one of the best. It was free, it took you step by step and actually wrote the article and allowed you to make changes along the way and did give you a pretty fleshed out article. I don't actually see a downside in Copy.AI. If I had to choose between Quillbot, Jasper, and Copy.AI, it's a no-brainer. It's Copy.AI. But then there was ChatGPT. So ChatGPT was free, and not only could it write the voiceover of the video, it could also go ahead and break it down into how to shoot it as a documentary. It had every piece you needed, as well as other things that I could have written in there. It seems like you have to be very specific when talking to ChatGPT because it can do so many things, which actually makes it attractive. But if you're just looking to have writing done, Copy.AI seemed to be the best to focus on that. So, to sum it up, the winners, ChatGPT, Copy.AI. The losers, JasperAI, too expensive, and Quillbot.